3 signs that you're
stuck in boy psychology.
You'll know you're stuck here if your relationships have failed, or your dreams have stalled, or your life feels like you're playing on easy mode. And most never leave it.
Number 1.
You chase validation. Validation seeking kills men because it makes your identity dependent on the crowd. You're owned before you've even built yourself.
But not actually what your soul needs. Number 2, woman pedestalizing.
You express out of wanting her approval versus out of your power and authenticity.
Number 3 is you're addicted to pleasure.
You'll numb the pain with cheap hits of dopamine and call it peace and self-care.
So a great example of me, in order to attract my dream girl, I became honest with the external validation that I wanted from girls and started embracing that aspect of myself, my sensual side, and my desire to be aesthetic. I started having a much better relationship with working out. I got through hurdles, I got through binge eating because I could see the driver and I was looking at it right in the face. I wanted to be sexy. I didn't want to just be healthy or just be X or Y. I wanted to be sexy. I wanted girls to look at me and go, I want that guy. And at least admitting that, though it might still not necessarily be a man's psychology, is much better than bottling it up. I know so many guys who go, I'm just here for my health, or, I don't really work out that much. I just kind of do it, here and there to stay in shape. And so at least admitting the reason that you're doing something is, it's still not the full way over there, but you're at least getting rid of the shadow. To remove that thing from not being talked about to going, yeah, that is my reason for doing this action, and at least incorporating that into the conversation. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't chase validation from other people, but what I am saying is that at least with being honest with yourself, you can chase it effectively. So do that. The next aspect of man's psychology and dealing with the shadow side is knowing what you want and amplifying that and projecting that and allowing for circumstances for that to ripple in your life. What do you actually want? You have to be honest with yourself, bro, at a soul level in order to be accurately representing who you are and attaining what you want in life. This is of absolute utmost importance. Are you fulfilled in life? Do you have a plan to become fulfilled? Do you think you could become fulfilled? On the one hand, it is very important to not only be the boy who is doing creative things and wants to live the most amazing, loving, creative-filled life in an irresponsible way where it's not attached to results, right? I do need to get results on social media, for instance. And on the flip side of that, the masculine side of psychology also needs to still have its inner child. To become the best version of yourself, you still need to have your heart involved so that you can actually tell yourself what you want out of your life. For instance, I have a great story of when I was in Vegas and I was at a pool. I had just finished doing an interview with a super attractive woman, and I was super excited about that I had the balls to talk to her and ask her to do an interview, and that was already a win. And then I did a lap around the pool, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for round 2, baby. Let's go, round 2. I already talked to one of the most attractive people in this entire establishment. And so I went to another girl who was the hottest objectively girl at this entire pool, this massive hotel pool. And I cold approached her. I had an amazing conversation with her. I even did a funny little bit that I could put on screen of me doing this Riz thing where I got her to hold my hand and I blew a whistle and did this funny thing to make her laugh. And then I got her Instagram. I didn't even have my phone on me. Have the bravery to go and do what you want. Like this type of a suit. I did a speech on a stage just a few weeks back,
I chose this
wearing
jacket to
this
match my
crazy
topic.
flower suit. And a lot of people, even when I was buying it, I was like, oh, this is a lot of flowers, this is a lot of color. You know, I don't know exactly how people are gonna respond to this. Everybody loved it. I've never gotten, I don't know, maybe ever, more compliments on something I wore than that particular day wearing that particular suit. And that's one of the secrets of getting girls and of earning respect, is just being authentic to yourself. And it's one of those nuanced things that if someone wasn't sitting here to explain it to you right now, then you might never know. If you think about it on like a primal level, like getting into the feminine psychology, a girl wants a man who's going to do whatever he wants and is in touch with his deepest emotions and will do whatever he wants, right? Being too scared to express yourself isn't something that a true alpha male would express, and thereby the girls are going to subconsciously not think you're as masculine if you're not willing to express yourself. Stop that association. Be honest with yourself.
I have only so much valuable time. I'm not going to spend it, no matter what the circumstances are, with somebody who's not living up to what I need out of my relationships. As I've gotten healthy and I've understood what I want out of life and who I want to become and who I want to be around and how I want to leave an impact for the world, I knew I needed to be strong and healthy, and so I eat really clean. And ever since I was in high school early, I got made fun of a lot for it. And it's just how it is. And do you think at the very start, for a young, impressionable, skinny, insecure guy who is just starting to go into doing things for his own self-development, that impacted? That definitely affects people. And I didn't let that affect me. I continued to do the thing that I wanted, and guess what? Now the cool culture in my family is healthy food. The man doesn't conform to the immediate environment. The man makes the immediate environment conform to him, or he leaves to an environment which will conform to him. And for instance, when we're talking about social dynamics, it's better for you to disrupt the social circumstance and environment for you to get more comfortable than for you to do nothing and to stay in dis-ease. One would be talking to a girl. So I hope you can start to see the difference between your shadow boy side and the man side. Is the boy is often quite insecure and he's worried about what other people think about him. This is at the expense of his own authenticity and his own comfort. The best part and most intelligent part about having a masculine mindset as well too is when you do have a perception of everything around you where you're attracting and letting in and allowing for the flow of things around you that you actually want, the people who can actually resonate with your most authentic self will see what you are and how you act, and they will come into your life. Whereas if you only lived in the shadow where nobody can see you, nobody can know you, how could those best people ever come into your life? You're hiding. Like everybody's gone through the same stages where we go, oh, wow, why was I hanging out with these people if they're not helping me become the best version of myself? Why would I be hanging out with somebody who doesn't help me become the person who is most healthy, most happy, most passionate all of the time? If that's not what that person wants out of my existence, you really need is to find a community of other people who are also on their self-development journey, who are also trying to understand what the universe is and how to become the best version of themselves, how to provide service to the most amount of people by being them. Like, if you enjoyed this video, and definitely keep watching these other videos on other topics to become the best version of